I recently seen a quote, don't die or don't live. Basically, what it means is you either will live interesting, exciting, but dangerous life, or you will live this boring life that you don't want to live. So you are not living at all, because you don't want to take the risk. I think everyone once for a while should take a risk. For me, my personality is that I must have huge adrenaline spike once for a while. If I don't have that, I become depressed. Literally, I become depressed because I didn't have this huge adrenaline spike. Take the risk sometimes, even if it's not entirely responsible. Because what's gonna matter at the end of the life when you will be the old man? What's gonna matter is these memories that you make once you were young, once you had this huge energy, huge passion to do new things, to try new things. You will tell stories to your grandchildren's, old children's. And I don't know what about you, but I wanna be seen as this badass. I don't say something stupid like drugs or smoking weed or doing something that will put you in jail for overall will put you in jail. What I am saying is if you don't have these stories you most likely will be depressed in your life because like I said earlier, don't die or don't live. Sometimes ride to another city even if none of your friends can or want to. Do it alone. You must learn to do things alone. I learned it myself, like maybe I can't go to the city center alone. It's very hard for me because I must have this friend beside me and I must get over it soon. But things like climbing, cycling, running, do it alone. You must learn to do this alone because if your friends don't want to and you don't do it because of your friends that they don't want to do it and you want to really bad. You want really bad, for example, to ride to another city and pitch a tent in the forest. But none of your friends does. Why don't do this alone? Maybe it will be some interesting story. Maybe you will meet even your future wife. Nobody knows what will happen. Maybe for the safety reasons, don't do that alone. But if you really, really want to, why not? Why not alone? Why always with someone? With someone that don't want to do this. He won't even enjoy it. Because at the end of the life, you will look at yourself and either regret or be glad that you did things also alone. Because you will be surprised how much things you missed because don't want to go, don't want to do that thing and you don't go because of that. You will be surprised how much you will miss in life. Do something exciting, like even if you will get punished from your parents sometimes. Let me tell you a story. I will read it for you. For example, over a year ago, I was with my friends planning to explore an urban abandoned locomotive depot, where I knew it was security. I was stressed because I had friends that didn't know anything about urban explorations. So I had that fear they would do something stupid. And I was right. We arrived at the place where we left the bikes at the nearest store and went close to the place but not to the facility area. We were planning to get through to not get caught because it was like 8 train trails which were working, and beside it stood the building of the truck management center. It was the only way to get in, because the rest had been secured. So if we just walk straight to the object, we will be probably seen from this truck management center. So we waited to be sure nobody was looking from the building and ran through all these trails. Of course, because we checked if no train would come there. Beside this abandoned locomotive depot, there was a mountain of sand and a lot of bushes, so we ran straight to them. We checked if nobody has seen us, and after 10 minutes I checked if entry wasn't blocked. I checked if there were detectors or cameras. I knew how to check it because it was my 20th urbex. I was quite advanced in it. I also did couple of urbexes with security inside the building, but I never got caught. So that's why I am saying I am advanced urbexer. Maybe it's luck, but I think it's both. I think it's luck and it's my experience. We went inside through the broken window. There were no piece of glass, etc. We were happy that we managed to get through without getting caught, because it was the most protected facility in my province. We were sightseeing, taking pictures, and we realized that there are two parts of building. The first part we were in, and to get to the second, best part, we had to enter from the outside. So we went out through the window and walked along the road to check the second part. I found the entrance, checked if it was safe, and we went inside. We didn't know yet that a few minutes later security guards with guns would come to find us. I noticed on one side of building there is a large window near the stairs, through which one can see the security guard building. My friends, being inexperienced in such things, climbed the stairs. One of them, like an idiot, stopped in the very middle, in the center place, where he could be seen through the window from the other side of building. One of them, like an idiot, stopped in the very middle, in the center place, where he could be seen through the window from the other building, and froze. I asked him what happened, and he said that he had probably seen a security guard in the building, and the security guard noticed him. I asked if he was serious or if he was just kidding, and he said it was definitely imagined. So we continued exploring. After 4 minutes we hear someone entering the building, and at that moment I knew shit gonna happen. We were in a part where there was only one fucking way out, and that was the stairs, and I knew we were in shit. We were all pissed, so we hid behind the door, behind which there was another 2 meters of dark corridor. I decided that it was the best place to hide. It was the only one. There was nothing behind the door. We heard footsteps coming up the stairs. I have never been more shitty, and I have never been so quiet before. I held my breath, and from the part that I was lit, I saw the shadow of a guy with a gun. I was sitting behind that door just praying that he wouldn't look behind it, and we almost didn't been seen because he was already starting to walk away, but he decided to turn back and check outside the door. He saw us with a gun pointed at us, and he said, "Let's go." After a while, we were led from each other side by 4 security guards to the center I mentioned earlier. They took us inside and started asking questions. They took my documents so I wouldn't run away and search us. Ran a page on Instagram where I take photos of such places, and we don't steal anything. We just take photos of interesting places. I said that I was so interested in this place that to go inside. They tried to convince us to call our parents to come pick us up because I didn't want my parents to find out because I would be screwed. So I started evading them and said that I didn't know if they could come because they might be busy. I tried to convince them to fast us, but they said they had to report it to the police. Then reported to the police, and only then did we all write to our parents about what happened and that they had to go get us. Of course, the police came first. I told them the same story about Instagram, and they made sure we didn't steal anything. I started telling them that I am a photographer and I have no reason to steal. And in the end, my father and mother came to pick me up. The police wrote us up, and thanks to the story that I was a photographer, I got away with the fine. I was a bit scared, but in my opinion, it was worth it. I got punished from that, and my parents took away my computer. But it was worth it. It was worth it. I am not telling you, for example, to do something like that, because it's maybe not very extreme, but for me it's not very extreme. Urbex. I did like 25 of them for the past 3 years. It's not very extreme for me. If you don't have friends, for example, to go to the gym with you, get over it. So I train alone. And it took me 2 months to get over it. But it's worth it. Because I'm like now independent. So I can go whenever I want with only myself, and I am okay with that. You must be okay with that. This is the part of life. You're not always gonna be with some people around you. If you want to succeed in life, mostly for the 90%, even 95% of the journey, you will be alone. It is hard. I know because I went through cutting off my friends that were holding me back. My best friends. I get through it. Now I am maybe at the end of this alone chapter. I'm finding new friends on self-improvement that are also on self-improvement. Going to the gym, approaching girls. You know what I am talking about. And didn't have any bad habits. And I'm slowly getting them. But is this gap between your old friends and your new friends that will be even better than the old friends. Bro, I have so much memories with this, my old friends that I cut off. This was the happiest moments of my life. Like, I didn't want to cut them off, of course, but they started to drink and smoke weed, and I didn't want to go their path. I wanted to build my business. I wanted to start that business. I wanted to do something different than them. So I had to cut them off. They were like my brothers. Like, I can say I love them. Like, not in a gay way, but in a friend's way. I love them. They were like my brothers. I was ready to die for them. Like, I had to cut them off. Path to success is not like they say online. It's a dark place. It's going to the war every single day with yourself. I convinced myself to record this video today. I didn't want to. Maybe I have some puffy cheeks today. Maybe my hair didn't look that good. But I managed to get through it. It's called cross the modes. If you fear something or you have something challenging you, it's the river and you must cross it, overcoming this obstacle. Like I did this morning. I didn't want to record this video. I didn't want to, really. I rather lay in bed or sleep 1 hour more. It's more enjoyable for me to, for example, go to Google and watch something on YouTube to get distracted again. But if you get through it, through this pain, through this obstacle, if you cross this mode, you will feel a lot better, and next modes is easier to cross. And also, like in daily habits, I also wish it was easier. For example, running. I hate running. Last week I ran 10 kilometers at once. I hate doing that. Building business online. Before that run, I didn't run for few months. And I wish in my heart that this 10-kilometer run will be easy, will be easier than before. And guess what? It's not. It's the same shit every day. It's like going to war, like I told you earlier. It hurt every time the same. Every time. Every fucking time. Even if I think it will be easier this time. And it's not easier. But I managed to get through it. Success is not doing like hard things for 1 month. It's doing hard things for your entire life, every day. Overcoming these obstacles, crossing the moats. It's everyday war with yourself. Every day I get tempted to watch YouTube, to watch some entertaining content, to watch some movie. Everyone gets tempted at some point. For example, to fap. I didn't fap for 3.5 months now, and I am glad I didn't. I'm proud of myself, finally. Everything is crossing the modes. Even if you are inspired or when you are motivated, it's not. I don't think motivation will get you to the another level. I don't think motivation will get you anywhere near the success. Motivation lasts like 30 seconds. You might do some push-ups, and that's it. Because if you want to do hard task, it's crossing the mode, and motivation will not help you in that. Maybe if you love this task that you are doing, if you have inspiration, it's easier to cross the modes, because you know you love doing that, but you don't want to do that. This is weird, but I know I like recording, but I don't want to record. It's really weird, but it's called inspiration. And inspiration can hurt you sometimes. For me, my inspiration in life is to live interesting life, exciting life, to get some adrenaline. But you know what? It's also dangerous, and that's the inspiration. Even adrenaline. I don't want to do certain things, but I love doing it. It's scary. For example, I did quad kaboom. I will show you there. And it's not easy to get over it. It's 4 backflips from your back. It's really not easy. And I didn't want to do that. But I love doing that. And this is called inspiration. And inspiration can hurt you sometimes. Because inspiration doesn't care about your emotions, about your emotion state. It only cares about did you done the task well, and did you even did it. So right now grab a piece of paper and a pen and write down your things that inspire you. For example, for me it's recording, and it's doing crazy stuff like urbexes and acrobatics, climbing, but it hurts sometimes. For example, climbing. I have broken skin there because of climbing, and this also hurt very much. But I love doing that. And this is called the inspiration. And discipline will help you get through it, get through this mode. You need to be inspired and disciplined at the same time. For example, this urbexes I told you earlier. This is my inspiration. I get hurt from it, emotionally hurt. They punished me for that many times, and I am still doing that. And I know it can hurt sometimes, but I love doing that. I don't even know why. I love adrenaline. It's like it's like passion. Passion and it's inspiration. I didn't explain it well. My mistake. Passion is what can hurt you, and it's doing this thing. I'm passionate about adrenaline and exciting life, and about recording, for example. And it can hurt sometimes, like I told you. And inspiration is getting this idea of passion from other people. Getting this passion from other people, for example, recording. Getting this passion from someone on internet. So right now, grab a piece of paper and write down what your passion is and how it can hurt you sometimes. But also write down why you love doing that. For me, it's my meaning of life, that I must live this exciting life. Risk my own life to not die inside because of depression. Because adrenaline is thing that get me on track. If I don't risk it my own life, maybe not in some crazy way, maybe even doing backflip, it's risking. If I don't get enough in it in life, I will be dead inside. If I don't want to get dead inside, so depression and this state I don't want to live in, I must do things that risk my life in some sense. Even doing backflip is risking your life. Like in some part it is. Maybe less dangerous stuff, but maybe even more dangerous stuff. I do it sometimes and it hurt also, because if I didn't do it, I will become depressed. So write down these things. What person you get this inspiration. Remember that passion can hurt sometimes. It hurt often. It hurt also your feelings. You don't wake up with passion every day. For example, I didn't risk my life like every day, but I must do something scary at least once a week. Even like approaching a girl. Maybe approaching a girl isn't risking life, but when we were very primal, it was. Approaching a stranger, it was risking your life. So today maybe I don't risk my life doing that, but it's get me that adrenaline spike, that pump. You know what I am talking about. But I can also get hurt. I can also get rejected from that. She can say also I am ugly or something like that. And you must get over it. Write down on a piece of paper. Cross the modes. Next, write down don't die or don't live. And next, write down your passions and how it can hurt you, but why you love doing that. It's all for this video. Yeah, it's my today's thoughts about life and overall passion and inspiration in general. I hope you enjoy it. If you want to stay longer with me and help me with my journey and my passion like recording, click the subscribe button and I will be motivated more and inspired to do the things I don't want to do, like recording for you and helping you with your future life.